Okay, at this point, I have taken all the beads off of what used to be the centerpiece of the costume. I have taken a look and thought about whether I want to add to one side of the bra strap or to both, and made the decision that I need to add some length to both, but I'm not exactly sure how much length I'm going to want. I know that I could get away with about 1.5 inches. I don't want to bead more than I have to, but at the same time, I want to make sure that I've got a good solid connection on the bra. So I took a long look at this existing piece and decided that while I'd like to reuse as much of the original material as possible, it's not quite as long as what I need. I need a little bit more than half of this length. So what I've done is used it to make a template of another extension. This is just some rubber sheeting wrapped around a piece of buckram. And then I machine sewed the edges on it. This is going to get covered with fabric so it won't show. And then I used a joining stitch, or also known as a ladder stitch, to link the two pieces together. And what I'm going to show you now is how I did that ladder stitch. And hopefully I will have my camera at an angle so that you can see. So what I've done is I've threaded a nice big heavy needle with some upholstery thread. And I'm going to come up through one side of my bra strap, bra band I should say, and I'm going to stitch through. I'm going to turn this whole thing so that I can do it a little bit easier. Put a stitch through what used to be this centerpiece of fabric. And I try and line them up as best I can so that they match. Bring the stitch up. Notice I'm not pulling it quite taut all the way just yet. And I'm just going across like I'm making a little ladder. Here's one rung of the ladder, here's another rung. I'm going to do another stitch through. Whoops, I did it the wrong way. Guess what? Even practical dancers make mistakes. You know what? That's not that big of a deal. How do we fix this? We find our handy dandy knot. Loosen our threads so that we can find our knot. I love this. I'm going to show you how to repair a mistake. Because we all make them, and you should never be discouraged. As long as you learn from the mistake, it's not a mistake. We find our handy dandy little knot. We get our scissors. We cut it. We pull our stitches out. We say, no big deal. I can live with no stitches. I can redo it. I can tie another knot. It's better than complaining all day long and fretting and setting your costume down and not working on it anymore. We just move on. Get it? Naughty, naughty. Alright. We find our ends. Line them up. Make our knot. 1, 2. Do it over again. No big deal. Through. Pull. Not too tight. Cross and through. Stitch up, up, cross, over, and through the other side. As you pull on this, it'll bring the two pieces together. It'll bring the two edges together. It's a nice, good join. Now, I'm not going to leave it raw. I am going to cover it with another piece of fabric, and that will help to add to the strength. Plus, remember, you know, and I feel a little guilty admitting this, but the lining of your bra also does help. Oh, what am I doing here? The lining of your bra does help you too. It is another layer of fabric. It is another layer of joining. You shouldn't really be relying on it for too much structural integrity, but it does add some. So in situations like this, as long as you're going to take the time to properly line it and make the sides even stronger, you know, you don't have to be afraid of a join. Do check on them. You know, it's always a good idea to look over your costumes every couple of wears anyway, just to make sure that they're still in good shape, and then make a repair as soon as you notice a problem. But don't fret, you know, just make it work. You'll notice I'm going back the opposite way now. Makes it a little Frankenstein looking, but it works. And try and get close to the edge without fraying it. This is a major support part of the bra. The straps give you a lot of help along the way, so you want to make sure that they're nice and snug. And make sure that they can put up with the tension you're going to be putting on them as you dance. You want to be able to take a big, deep breath and not have your costume pop apart. Knotted. Snipped. Sorry, the tripod is magnetic and it caught. And now we've got our nice joined piece. This time you'll notice I flipped it around. This used to be the outside of the centerpiece. Now it's on the inside, just because I'm going to cover it all with lining fabric anyway. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to try this on and decide how much length I actually need. And once I make that decision, I'm going to add a covering piece of fabric here to both sides to cover up where I added the extensions. I'm going to cover it with some of the leftover fabric from the belt liner because that's the same thing that was used to cover the bra. Going to cover it with that once I get it to the right length, and then I'll start in on beading.